Welcome to Season 7 of Situations, the podcast, where real people talk about real life situations. This season, we're turning up the heat with deeper conversations, raw truths, and the kind of topics everyone's thinking, but nobody's saying.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana.
How everybody doing out there today? Tiana, how you feel today?
I feel pretty good. Ready for the
Good, good.
snow to go.
I know, right? It's time. I can't wait. I'm ready for this weather to break. We can get back
Okay.
out into this warm weather, you know?
Yep.
Okay, we got somebody checked in already. Okay, that's what's up. Reggie, what's going on, Reg? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you checking in.
Hey, Reggie.
Okay, today we're gonna be talking about when behavior finally tells the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna jump. You ready? We're gonna just jump right in, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay, guys. Once again, today we're going to be talking about when behavior finally tells the truth. Um, Basically, what we're going to be discussing today is when you're in situations, when you're in relationships, um, you stop overlooking the red. Pretty much, when you're overlooking the red flags, and that individual's behavior finally gives you what you're looking for. Okay.
Okay.
So, Tiana, you know,
hmm
I'm gonna ask you this. What
Okay.
does it mean when someone say they care, but they never show up?
Um, that's just like if you got a friend or maybe a relationship or whatever, and you have something going on and they supposed to be there for you.
Right.
They'll call and check on you. When you think you getting ready, you excited, all this stuff, but then they don't show up.
Okay. Okay.
Or, a person could the man he could be married or whatever, and he could pay the bills in the house or whatever, but then he don't show up for the wife emotionally. There's no quality time,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So,
Okay. Well, my I'm gonna ask I'm gonna answer that question myself. And I wrote down my answer for that particular
hmm
question. To me, I think it means they care about how you feel about them, but
hmm
they don't care about how they feel about you.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Right. Okay. Because one thing I do know is people want to be looked at a certain type of way,
hmm
but they don't want to reciprocate that same energy to you.
Absolutely.
So, but I agree with your answer as well. I agree with that as well. But once again, these are the telltale signs
Right.
that most people overlook, have the tendency to overlook.
Right.
If someone only communicates when it's convenient, what's their intention?
They just trying to get across what they want to get across. They don't care
Right.
about what you feel or think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% access without responsibility. That's what that is.
Right. Yep.
That's exactly what that is. That's what that states. But why do you think that's always the case in certain situations?
Because they selfish. They like the idea of you. They like the perks, but they may not necessarily like or want to be invested in the person. it's like an energy supply. Whoever fitting the need, you know what I'm saying, for that moment. If it's not you, it may be the next person, you know.
Right. But usually in situations like that, what does the inconsistency usually reveal?
It reveal who they really are. That means the representative have left the building.
Right.
They I mean, pretty much, you know, because and I think that's why people say, because you're constantly searching for the generosity, the empathy, the compassion
Right.
that they were showing you first, that the representative was giving you. But now the mask came off, you like, now who the hell is this?
Right.
But because you invested, it's like you don't leave because you like you start making excuses for 'em. Maybe they having a bad day. Well, I don't want to push the issue. Because I did that, you know, staying silent to keep the peace or whatever, or just being minimal with how I respond to things, you know what I'm saying? But now, baby, y'all done opened up the can of biscuits. It's whatever.
Right. Right. But also too, it shows a lack of priority as well.
Absolutely.
You know, definitely shows a lack of priority. And
Right.
and when you in situations like that, or when you in relationships, I think priority should be number one.
Absolutely.
You know, that's just my take on it. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I highly doubt if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
But let me ask you this: if someone
Mhm.
usually avoids defining the relationship, what are they really avoiding?
Priority, commitment, responsibility, presence,
Accountability.
all of that.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accountability.
All
Yeah.
right.
Everything.
Okay. All right. Well, we on the same page. We're on the same
Yeah.
page. But let me say this: what does it usually
hmm
mean when effort drops, but excuses increase?
To me, it's somebody else involved.
Right.
Because how you into somebody and then all of a sudden you not, or they'll start arguments. You know what I'm saying? You be like,
Right.
where this come from?
Right.
Hold on.
It definitely shows that.
You used to be nice. Used to give me flowers. Used to take me on dates, and ain't nothing happening.
Right. I think to me it shows that the interest is starting to fade. But the
Absolutely.
comfort may still remain the same,
Yeah.
but the interest is no longer being applied.
Right.
Yeah. So okay.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. So hold on 1 second. Stay tuned for 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, loves, you're tuned in to Situations, the podcast, where real people talk real situations. Subscribe, it helps the channel grow and keeps the conversations hot.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this:
hmm
if someone listens but never change, what's being exposed?
They not gonna change. I mean, clear as day, they not gonna change, and they're only appearing to be present, but they're not.
Right. Okay.
It's a form of manipulation.
Right. I mean, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I mean, 'cause like I say, they when a situation like that, they understand you, they hear you, but like you say,
Absolutely.
the adjustment, they not looking to make the necessary adjustments.
And see, to me, it's like when I told you, and you still doing the same thing. It's the biggest disrespect ever. To me, you saying "f me." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm communicating whether it's something that I'm in favor of or something that I'm not in favor of. So you understand how I feel because I'm communicating it,
Right.
and you're still choosing to overstep a boundary, or not make certain adjustments or compromises, and it's like, okay.
Okay. Well, that kind of leads into my next question.
hmm
What does it mean when someone keeps you around but they won't commit?
that means they just like the perks of what you have to offer, or like you said, the comfort there. Like
Right.
somebody like you got a sneaky link for 5 years.
Right.
That's crazy. but it's definitely somebody else in the picture.
Right. I think in situations like that, I think that you're a placeholder and you
Absolutely.
and you're not part of the plan.
Nope.
That's what I think. You guys tell me, and you guys just tuned in. You guys tell me, what am I wrong or not for that? But I think that's what it's saying. You're just
I
a
feel like you
placeholder,
hit it right on the head. I feel
right?
like you
You're
hit it
a
right on
placeholder.
the head.
Also, in situations like that, when someone disappears during conflict, what does that
Hmm.
usually show you?
They don't care. I mean, that's the biggest side, that they don't care. Everything that you're talking about, I've experienced.
Right.
But then when
So,
I say it out loud, a person will say, "I'm trying to make them out to be a bad guy." No, I'm simply displaying what happened.
right. That's true. I can see that, but my thing is, I think it's more or less like they want peace for themselves more than to resolve the situation. So they'll try to avoid the conflict. And
Right, but either way it go, they don't care about your feelings. So guess what? Your voice don't get heard.
right, right,
Even if they being selfish,
right,
right? They care about them and they don't care about you.
right. Yeah, like I said, they want peace for themselves. Like you said, they
Yeah,
don't care about you. Absolutely,
right.
I can see
They
that.
don't care if you got peace. Because if they do, then both parties are present and the conversation is had and the understanding is made.
Right. So in situations like that, when actions don't meet the promises,
Hmm.
which one tells you the truth?
What you mean? Which one tell you the truth?
Right. Like say for instance, if you're in a situation, you're in a relationship with somebody, and they
Yeah,
promising you this and promise you that, and they promises never come to fruition. Which one tells you the truth?
all of it. Because there's no consistency, no accountability, no follow through. All of it's in the same category. It's a big red flag.
Right.
They're not gonna do it. Because when you tell a person you're gonna do something, they expect you to do it.
Right. I mean,
And they
action
remember,
always prevails.
right, right.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, because when you tell a person that you're gonna do something, as a man or as a woman, you should stand on that because that's all we have as our word.
Absolutely.
And when you're not standing on what you saying,
Yeah,
then it just becomes jibber jabber at that particular point because your actions are not meeting up to the standard that you're trying to portray.
right.
So, okay. Um,
I mean, I definitely took a step back. So now I'm just in my me season, like, really not dating or anything like that. First I was dealing with, being sick and everything like that. So I had to get over that and was dealing with grief, from my family passing away. But now it's like I'm in my heal phase or whatever. And it's like it's just so much clarity. And I'm just, I revisit, old situations and relationships to, see what I've learned and gained from it. And to actually see how people mistreated me and how they move with me or whatever. So it's like the access is denied, you know what I'm saying? But it's like now moving forward, I know, you know what I'm saying, to get out of there quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to put yourself first. And the
right,
minute that you feel like love and consistency and everything like that is not being served, get the hell up out of there
right,
fast.
absolutely, absolutely,
Because you don't owe them nothing. If you're in something and you study compromising and you not being happy or whatever, that's not nothing that's gonna be favorable for you anyway.
right.
It don't work for you. It worked for them.
So let me ask you this:
Hmm.
in that particular situation, a person
Hmm.
tries to give you the bare minimum. How
Right.
do you respond to that?
A conversation gonna be had about it. But then you know what you get after that? Oh, you crazy. You tripping. No, that's a deflection.
Okay.
But then, and it's like I really don't like being a tit for tat person. But then when I pull back and I stop doing all of the things that you enjoy, whatever, oh, now the message is loud and clear.
Right. Right. Okay. In certain situations, if someone tries to gaslight you about your
Hmm.
needs,
Hmm.
you know, what is that person's intentions? What do you think that person's intentions are?
Just getting what they need. They don't care about what you need.
Okay.
Because
Or
if you love being catered to, you know what I'm saying, provided for, cooked for, supported, then it should be reciprocated. So guess what? Everybody needs is met, not just one
right.
side.
To me, I also think it means that, you know, when a person does something to that magnitude, I think um it avoids them changing, but also trying to maintain the control.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that right? No, I don't think that's right.
Oh, that's not
But
right.
right, it's not right, but we have people out here that does that work in those type of pretense.
Right.
You know, and it's sad to say, but it's true. And these
Right.
are the things that people need to start watching and looking out for. Because
Right.
sometimes people overlook the red flags.
Right.
But if you're going to continue to overlook these red flags, but then you're seeing all these other um, manipulation tactics
Hmm.
that people using, you got to open your eyes and realize what's going on around you or in your particular situation.
Right.
Because if you don't, then you're gonna be pretty much being taken care of. Oh, well, not taken care of, but getting took advantage of
Right.
pretty much throughout the whole entire relationship.
Right. And I had to, I had a block party, you know what I'm saying? I blocked 25-year friendships, relationships that I was in, everything or whatever, and that was my biggest lesson I learned. They'll come back and tell you they sorry, but then do the same thing all over again. You didn't
Right.
change anything. You're saying sorry because you don't have that access and you want it. But ain't no more spinning the block. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, because that was my whole thing. It's like I give people chances and I give them the benefit of the doubt, but ain't no benefit.
Right.
And it's just me constantly doubting what you're saying because you're not showing up.
But what happens if, excuse me, what happens if that individual told you that, okay, well, let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's sit down and talk about it. And I promise you, I'm going to change. I'm going to be a better man. Are you open to listening to that?
Yeah, and we did that. And it didn't happen. That's what I'm
It
saying.
still didn't work, huh?
I'm saying I'm open to whatever. Before I put the final nail in the coffin, I'm open to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Talking, counseling if that was the case. Uh, you know, date nights again. Like whatever's gonna try to fix the situation to make it better to get us back engaged with each other
Right,
in the right way.
right,
I'm
right.
open for all of that.
Okay. So let me ask you this, and this is something that this is something that I know you can pretty much relate to.
Hmm.
What does it mean when someone only shows up when you're doing well?
To me, that's an opportunity because they want to benefit from it. And I actually had somebody show up for me and then try to throw it in my face. I did this, I did that, and basically seemed like if it wasn't for them that it wouldn't have happened. No, you showed up because you invited yourself, and then you tried to take the credit.
Right.
I was doing this anyway. And then it was told to me I wasn't doing nothing. So if you did this and you did that and you showed up, did I do it or did not do it? You
Right,
know,
right, absolutely.
which one was it?
Right, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Everything you saying I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? So and it's just like I really just telling people thank you because y'all really made me sharper. Like for real.
So even though you've experienced a lot of these things that we discuss and talk about,
Mhm. Yeah.
how did that shape you to be the woman that you are today?
It just basically not saying that I wasn't aware of what they was doing when they did it or whatever,
Right,
but I won't be so forgiving and passive about the situation. Like I'm gonna step up for me, like instantly. Like, nah, you overstepping the boundary. Like, nah, this ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to keep the peace, because me trying to keep the peace between me and those people created a war inside of myself. And it was like I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, damn, I'm doing this or whatever, and I'm still feeling unhappy, but they getting the benefit of it and I'm not, so it's like I'm not doing any of that anymore. It's like you can be in a relationship and they say when you're in a relationship you drop the I for we, but you still have to take care of yourself first and make sure you're good, and then you share and pour into the other person. You don't never empty yourself or keep showing up for people that have dropped the ball on your ass in a hot minute.
I agree with that 100%. 100%.
But see, my thing be is after I give you all these chances, then I hit you with that 1-2 text or whatever, and I'm gone like a thief in the night. You blocked and you can't even respond back. So that's it. It's just like abruptly, because it's like I didn't already talk to you about the situation numerous of times. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So it ain't nothing else to talk about at this point. You thinking everything fam, and then boom, you blocked,
right.
and I'm gone.
But let me say this: in
Hmm.
situations like that, and when your partner tries to avoid the hard conversations,
Hmm.
what do you think they're protecting when that happens?
I think they're protecting the truth of what's actually going to come out. As long as they can skate around something, they think that you are oblivious to the manipulation, the gaslight, and everything that they're doing. When you have a conversation, it's either finna be real or fake.
Right,
When I ask you a specific question, you can't skate around. There ain't no more deflecting. Ain't no more, are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. Answer the damn question. Because I really want to see what you have to say. I already know what you finna say, but you don't want to say it because then you're going to be exposed.
right. But I think in situations like that, I think the person is pretty much protecting their comfort, and they're not um protecting a relationship pretty much.
Yeah.
I think and like I said, it's sad when it's like that, because
Hmm.
if that's how you truly feel, why don't you just get up
Leave.
and get up, right, get up and leave.
Right.
Make the necessary changes that need to be made if this is how you're feeling about your partner, or the individual that you're with.
Because they like the perks of what you're doing. And like that's all, that's what I was saying before. They may not necessarily care for you like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or really like you, but they like what you offer. If you're consistent, if you're kind, if you're generous and they like those things, why would they want them to stop?
Right. Um. Well, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And like I say, that's, well, I ain't gonna say narcissistic, because that don't um. Well, I think narcissistic
It do.
does play,
It fall in there, but
right.
it
It
still
does
lines up with
fall in
what you're
there,
saying. It protects their comfort. So they're
right,
comfortable. Who gonna be comfortable with when they have to face accountability and it's not good? That's not comfort.
right, right.
Protecting the comfort is you don't want to be confrontational, you don't want to do nothing because you still want those perks. So it gives the illusion that you want to keep the peace, but really you full of shit. I'm just keeping it 100. It's just,
Right,
it
right.
is what it is.
But let me say this though. But what
Mhm.
is it like when that particular person always say that that's just how I am? You know, what are they really trying to say when they say
They
that?
really trying to say they're an asshole and they're a piece of shit and they not changing.
Right? They have no room for
That's what it
growth.
is. They're telling you. But
Right,
guess what? In your mind, if I love him a little more and I know I'm understanding and I'm kind and I'm in it for the long haul and all this and that we do, it's like, no, they told you clear as day. This just how I am. And the quicker you can believe people at face value for what they say and what they do, the sooner you can get up out of there and go get what you really need.
right. Yeah, they definitely telling you that there's no room for growth. You know, they're not
No,
even looking to make that change.
absolutely.
Yep,
No.
you're absolutely right. Um, so in that particular situation,
Hmm.
when someone keeps crossing these boundaries
Hmm.
after apologizing, what's being exposed?
Uh, they're not invested in a relationship. They're selfish. They don't really care about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And like we keep saying, they really just want what they want. But
Right,
at that point, that's when I start shutting down, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people too. So when you hear all the women like she don't sleep with me no more, she don't cook for me no more, she just shut down because she's doing a thing that she led with love. She treated you how she wanted to be treated, and she communicated her feelings, and you kept dismissing them. You never made any adjustment or changes or whatever. And so when she can't use the biggest thing she have, which is communication and love, she don't have no choice but to shut down, or the man too. It could be vice versa, man or woman.
right, right.
Because a man
I
could be
agree.
saying, he feeling neglected, or he need his needs met, or whatever his concerns are, whatever. And if the woman keep, just belittling him or diminishing, his feelings and stuff like that, then at some point he's gonna start shutting down. He
Right.
probably starts sleeping on the couch. He might not get her flowers no more. He may not compliment her anymore, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So.
But you know, I also believe too. I want to add. I kind of want to just piggyback off, a little bit what you said. But to me, I think
Hmm.
in that particular situation, the apology just continue to give them the access that they need, and
Absolutely.
and not only does it continue to give them the access, but it also allows them not to change as well. Because if you know how this
Right.
individual is, and he keep apologizing, and you keep
Right.
accepting him back without change, then what that says about you?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? What does that say about you?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you got to be able to read between the lines here. It ain't that hard to figure out. When a
And see,
person
that was
show
my
you
thing,
who
and
they
that's why.
really are, you better believe it.
Right.
It's just that
And see,
simple.
that's what I'm saying. I had the illusion of when the person was nice. You know what I'm saying? That was
Right,
what was in my mind. And I had to sit back and swallow the pill of taking accountability. But I was just glad that, when I finally did get up out of it, and it was just like I said, for me, like I had lost my mom, a second brother. My daughter, was graduating from high school. I was sick or whatever and stuff like that. So it was like, why would I want my relationship to end? It was like I was losing everybody around me
right,
already. I had
right,
lost my health. My daughter was leaving to go to school. I had lost my mom and lost a second brother. You see what I'm saying?
right, right,
And then I lost my relationship too
right,
because of no, empathy and compassion,
right,
and a person being selfish. So it was just like, okay, okay. And I was like, that's what I'm like, that was my biggest lesson I learned. It was just like when you see how a person is showing a few, and it was like I had kind of beat myself up over it because we had broken up and got back together a few times. The first time I broke up with him because I was sick and he didn't show up for me. So at the end, it was like he had already showed me that before. You see what I'm saying?
right,
And I went back on how I usually be with people. Because everybody used to always be like, man, you just a tough cookie. You don't even give people a chance and this and that or whatever. And it's like, I'm not finna let nobody play with me. And this time that I did, and I fuck around and found out. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. And that's what you do.
Right. Oh shit. We got
I'm being honest.
no, I hear you. Go
Huh,
ahead. Val, what's going on? We got Valerie in the chat. Val, how you doing today? I appreciate you
okay.
tuning
Hey Val.
in. Oh shit.
I mean, I couldn't say it no clearer. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like I'm not a dishonest person. And that's what I'm like, I had to take accountability too, because we could keep saying a person did this, they did this, and they did this and that. When you say no, stop, don't, the access is denied and remove your presence, you
right,
can't change them. So that's clear. That's evident. They don't want to change. You got to get the hell up out of there. And guess what? They can't do it to you no more. They might do it to somebody else, but it won't
right,
be you.
right. You're absolutely right. You know, that's why I say when you see these flags, well, a lot of
Yeah.
people miss the flags. A lot of people miss the red flags. But if you miss these red flags, they gonna show you who they really are
Yeah.
in other
Yeah.
aspects of life. You got to just pay
No,
attention.
here's the thing. And then here's a prime example of how you won't miss the flag. And I always say this, you already know what I'm finna say. You can overthink a million things. You cannot make up a feeling. When somebody do some sideways stuff to you, you get an instant that gut feeling. You
Right,
you feel uneasy. And you question yourself like, did they? But then you be like, nah, they wouldn't. They did it. They did it.
hmm
And the sooner that you be thinking you can love somebody out of something, you can loyal somebody out of something, you can show up, you know what I'm saying? You can keep doing all these amazing things. No, you can't
right,
change these people. But and then that end up changing a lot of people. And that's my whole thing. Like, I don't want to change ever, because I feel like it's people out there, deserve the best of what I have to offer. It may not be them particular people anymore,
right,
but I'm not finna become cold and bitter because they messed up.
right, right.
No, you just sweep out the bad vibes. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got Valerie. Valerie is agreeing with you. She said, "Yeah, that's true. You better run,"
Yeah.
and I agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You better get out of that situation fast, because if you don't, um, it never isn't. There's no end to it. There's no
It's
people
not.
like that. There's no end to it.
It's not.
All they're gonna do is they gonna, like you say, Theon, their representative. They gonna send their representative. That
Yep.
representative gonna get them in the door, and once
Yep.
they're in the door, the real individual shows up.
And they gonna say they sorry. And this can happen in relationships and friendships too. Told them what the issue was. They said they sorry and did it again.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you wasn't sorry. You was only sorry because you wanted the access. You still wanted the access.
Yep. And that's basically how it goes. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it goes.
So I tell anybody, you can care about another's feelings, but don't ignore your own. If you feel uneasy about something, believe it. If you feel
Right.
like something is off, believe it. Ain't nobody sitting there in their right mind just overthinking just the worst of everything. Don't nobody wake up every day and just want to find the worst in everything.
Right.
Even
Right.
people that I've been through a whole ton of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Been cheated on in relationships, they had family dysfunction growing up, just all the different stuff that we all experience, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? I still wake up with a positive mindset and saying I'm finna have an amazing day. I don't wake up and say, oh, I'm finna be deceived today. Well, I feel like I'm gonna be sideswiped today. Don't nobody wake up with that on their mind. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Absolutely. You're right.
But when it hits you, don't ignore it and don't dismiss your feelings. That's the biggest red flag ever. You betraying your own self. Don't ever betray yourself.
But let me ask this though.
Mhm.
If that individual minimize your feelings, what do
Mhm.
you think that motive is?
like you said, to gain control, to uh to appear that they're superior. It's all a mind game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To make you feel like you're wrong and they're right.
Right.
And
Well,
but nothing. That's not a relationship. That's bondage.
right. Okay. Well, Valerie made a comment. She said, "Yes, we as humans want love, so we overlook our feelings and expect accept the less." That's true. That is absolutely true.
Absolutely. But guess what? That's not love. So the whole thing is you have to have self-love first. And it's like no matter if you feel like what you gonna say gonna shake the table, say that shit anyway. Stand on top of the table and say it.
Right. Because my thing is this: how you gonna love somebody else when you don't love yourself first?
Exactly.
How does that even make sense? That I mean,
Right.
can somebody please explain that to me?
So
You
for
have to
me,
love
I
yourself
I didn't
first.
say right. And I felt like I love myself, but the whole thing is it's like I really don't like conflict. But I was like, that's where I messed up at. And it's still a form of not loving yourself when you want to keep the peace or whatever, and you knowing somebody else is causing chaos, even if it's not loud. You see what I'm saying? By
Right.
them you know, saying certain things or they changing behavior or all this and that. It don't have to be loud. They still can do subtle things to make you not feel loved or cared for and everything like that. And then as soon as you say something about it, now here comes some conflict.
Right.
But conflict is great because that's where you're gonna get a resolution at.
You're right about you're absolutely right about
you
that.
know? So
But let me say this
don't be
though.
scared, you know.
Let me say this. What happens
hmm
when that individual say, "Well, I'm trying, but nothing improves"? What happens then?
That is the same cycle. The
Right.
same cycle. The same cycle. So I say this, and I'm like, I'm really not trying to take it biblical, but it is what it is. When they say the children of Israel was walking around in the wilderness, for all them years and stuff like that, that's because they was out of alignment with God. When
Okay.
you're out of alignment with yourself and you're not thinking clearly and putting your best foot forward first for what you need and how you feel, and you out of alignment with yourself because you doing something to appease somebody else, but you're not happy. Now you find yourself doing all type of stuff. You're out of alignment.
Right.
But
Right.
then when the person is gone and you actually get time to get back recentered and you pray and you focus or you journal or whatever you do to get back to you like, okay, I'm back to myself now, you know what I'm saying? And you analyze everything and you see what you gotta do and you see where you feel short at. It's like now you feel like you get back to yourself. But
Right.
the whole thing is you don't ever lose yourself when you in something. That's the biggest lesson. You don't lose yourself. You just become a part of something bigger with somebody else, but never lose yourself.
Right.
Don't silence your voice. Don't minimize your, you know, uh presence or anything, in any situation, in any room you in, you supposed to be there. You walk in with your head held high, present yourself and show up like you know who you are. And you do
Absolutely.
that with every situation or relationship that you're in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what happens if that person show up, but um, but they all that? What happens if that person always want loyalty without consistency? Or in that situation, what do you think they're seeking?
They want the perks. They want it from you, but they don't want to give it. But it's gonna be up to you to be discerning to know that it's a mirror. So in a mirror, you see what's happening. But if it's not being reciprocated back, that's not a damn mirror. The mirror cracked.
Right.
It's broken.
Yeah. Right. I think in that situation, I think they're looking for nothing but control and not a
Yeah.
real partnership.
hmm
You know, that's how I foresee it.
Yeah.
If for anybody that always want loyalty without consistency,
Right.
then they looking for control.
Absolutely.
I can't see it. I can't see it to be no other way. I can't see it to be
Absolutely.
no other way. Yeah, Val. That's that's definitely facts. Because whenever, like I said, whenever a person is always searching for consistency without any type of loyalty connected to that,
Right. Right.
then it's a control thing.
Right.
And then, like I say, that's back to the narcissistic.
Yeah.
That's when the narcissistic kick in.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that we just have to be mindful of.
Yeah.
When you're in these type of relationships, men and women.
Right.
We're not just singling out no one individual group here. You know,
Right.
we talking about men and women. You have to
Absolutely.
you have to be able to spot these things and know your place pretty much. Know your
Right.
well, really not know your not know your place, but know your worth.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think if you knew your worth, you wouldn't put up with half of the things that you put up with. And
Absolutely.
that's just my perspective. Okay, hold on, Fiona.
Attention, all creatives and business owners. Are you a clothing designer, music artist, entrepreneur, or brand owner looking to get your name out there? Here's your chance to be featured on Situations the Podcast, the platform that shines a spotlight on real people, real stories, and real success. Get promoted, get seen, and connect with a growing audience that supports movers and dreamers like you. We're also looking for sponsors ready to grow with us and be part of the movement. Tap in today. Let's make your situation go viral.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If a person keeps you confused without real intentions,
Mm-hmm.
well, no, let me revise that. If someone keeps you confused, what's their real intention?
You a placeholder, like you said. They don't want no commitment with you. But they want control and they just want the perks that you have.
Right. And I want to add to that, in that particular situation, I think confusion keeps you attached without any clarity.
Absolutely. Right.
You know, that's just another tactic, another form
Yeah.
of trying to manipulate the situation.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what that is. Um, I mean, like I say, none of this is right. None of this is
It,
right.
no.
But like I said, women, you guys have to be able to spot these things. And like I said, we got women out here that act like men. They do the same thing.
But the
And
whole thing is
men,
just not in relationship. It's in friendships too. It's in friendships the most.
that too. Absolutely.
It's in friendships the most. They
That's
always
true.
want you to show up for them. They always want you doing this, how your little stuff doing, or oh, sorry this and sorry that, this and that, or whatever. It's like, nah, no.
Right. But I'm gonna close out with this particular question right here because we didn't pretty
Hmm.
much breeze through this topic for the day, which I already knew
Yeah,
we was gonna do that anyway. But when a person shows you who they really are more than once,
right.
what should you do? I want
Get the hell
for
up out
those
of
that's
there.
tuned in, I want you guys to answer that too.
Run
If a per-
fast.
if a person shows you who they are more than once, what do you do?
And that's why I'm like, that happened to me. But guess what? I was so stuck on the loyalty. Oh, I've been knowing these people for over 20 years and all of a sudden, and they've been full of shit the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
The
You
whole
what?
time.
But see, here's the thing though. My thing in a situation like that,
Yeah.
you can't ignore the pattern.
Right.
You can't ignore the pattern.
No.
You got to believe the pattern,
Yeah.
not the potential.
Exactly. Because it's not deceiving you. It's right in front of your eyes.
Absolutely. You have to. You have that's. And I mean, I can't see it no other way. I don't see it no other way.
You just have to take it for face value. Stop trying to it don't matter how loving and nurturing and everything you think you are, because that's what I am or whatever. But it's like, no, people have to show up and you have to hold them accountable to show up and to reciprocate. And if they don't want to do that, then you just keep it moving and you reserve yourself and keep everything good that you have to offer. You know what I'm saying? Treat yourself.
Right.
Pour
Right.
into yourself. And then
Absolutely.
when you feel like you meet some genuine people, then you give that access to them. These people been around 20 years and they ain't deserve a fourth of the access that you gave them.
Right. You're absolutely right. Val Val said, when you know better, you'll do better. She said she's been
Absolutely.
there. And I'm
Absolutely.
pretty sure we've all experienced this at some point in our life,
Right.
but it's what we take from it, is what we learn from it. We have to learn from it,
Yeah.
because if we don't learn anything from it,
Right.
then what that say about you? What does that say
You
about you
just
if you
a
don't
damn
learn anything
fool.
from it?
You a damn fool.
Oh, absolutely. The pattern don't change.
It don't.
The pattern won't change. It's the same shit over and over and over.
Right.
You know.
Cause see, but this the thing I know about myself. I was trying to give people chances, because I do be rooting for people to do the right thing and everything like that. But I know, like I said, once I put that final nail in the coffin, like, you will never access me again. And I forgive people, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, once you show me who you are, I can't unsee that now. So I will see you on the street and never even like, I never knew you, because I don't even know who the hell this is. The person
Right.
I thought I knew, you deceived me. So you will never have access to me again.
Right. And then guess what happens after that? Once they see that they can't access you anymore, or they can't run that game on you anymore, guess what they do then? They go right on to
Try
the
to
next
tarnish your
person.
name,
Go,
but then
go,
they'll put it out there that you was crazy, you was this, you was that. No,
right. They try to paint the
I
narrative.
just I got tired. I
Right.
got tired, and I faced the fact of it wasn't never gonna be no change. You know what I'm saying? And I had to get up out of there,
Right. Yeah. I don't blame you.
and I
I do
did.
not blame you.
I was beating myself up over. I was beating myself up over for constantly forgiving people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I'm like, I had to forgive my own self. I'm like, don't ever, you know what I'm saying, feel bad because you got a big heart. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
just got to guard it a little more. And like
But
we
you know
said, when
what
them
though?
people show you who they are, believe
It,
them.
it, you know what? To be honest with you though, there's nothing wrong with forgiving a person. There's nothing wrong with showing
Right.
forgiveness. But in that same process, you have to just
Is that,
disassociate yourself. That's all. Just
yeah.
disassociate yourself. But that don't mean that don't mean you don't have to not forgive them.
Right.
It just shows that it just shows
No, that's what I'm saying. But
you the bigger person.
I have to forgive.
Right.
Right. But the whole thing is you have to forgive because forgiveness is for you because then you don't grow.
Right. Yeah. Well, Val said she said she loves hard. She said, but when I walk away, it's over. No more looking in the rearview mirror. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Me too.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. You have to forgive because if you don't forgive, you're gonna bleed out on the next person. So, and they don't deserve that, and you don't deserve to be study carrying that stuff around. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like we be talking about these topics, you know what I'm saying? So this has been experiences that I had in my life, so I'm gonna talk about it. And I found people to be upset with that. I don't care. Get
Right.
you a platform and say whatever you got to say. But a person could never say I intentionally did them wrong or, they feel like I wasn't genuine or nothing like that. And I stand 10 toes down on that.
Right. And you know what? I'm glad you said something about moving on and getting into the next relationship. So usually
Mm-hmm.
when you move on in a new relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
a woman gonna always have her guards up. She's gonna always feel
Right.
that she needs to put her guards up until proven otherwise. Why is that?
For one, they don't want to be hurt again. But the whole thing is, I'm not going into the next thing like, oh my God, let me be guarded because I think he want to hurt me. I'm just going to be aware
Right.
because I'm open because I am looking to make another connection. So, and I'm giving you the opportunity and the chance to see if we have that. You know what I'm saying? So you being too guarded, you will miss out on love, and that's still holding because you didn't really forgive. So if you're gonna forgive and let it go, that's the only way. And then you have to take some time to be to yourself. This how I know a person didn't heal when they got with me or whatever, because they didn't spend no time to themselves. When people instantly jump over to the next person and they don't take no time to themselves to heal or reflect or see where they can grow or improve at or whatever, the next person they finna get the same fucking merry-go-round.
Right. Well, Val made a comment. She said she walked away from a 20-year marriage. It wasn't
Hmm.
easy, no. But was it worth it? Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Val, after
Because
that,
guess what?
let me ask you this then, Val. After you walked away from that 20-year plus marriage, how did it make you feel? How did it make you feel going forward? Um, was it some form of relief, or what caused you to, after 20 years, why did you wait 20 years to walk away from it? Basically, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Well, I want to see what her reply will to that, because
Because guess what? You be loyal to a fault. You be wanting this to be the thing. Some people want marriage and they want to be a wife or they want to be a husband. You see what I'm saying? But if a man don't want to be a husband but he want a wife, what you get? A
right,
recipe for disaster. You see what I'm saying?
right,
You have to want those things. You get up there and say those vows and this commitment and then don't honor none of it. The house fell before you even built the solid foundation.
and I
And
think
when
that's
you
probably
leaving
the
stuff,
hardest
I could
part
say
of
for
it.
me,
I think that's probably the hardest part of
yeah,
it, the commitment part. No,
yeah,
20 years, that's a long time. That's a long time.
it is.
And and for
And
you to
guess
walk
what?
away after 20 plus years, you
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I want to see what her reply is. I want to see what she say about that.
But I would imagine you have all different type of emotions because I know I did. Because this has been your person. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's like you go through a grieving period because it's a death. It's a death of that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And all
right.
the time in history that you had there.
Okay,
It's a form of relief. It's a form of, clarity. It's a lot. It's a lot of mixed emotions.
right. Okay, she said that it took her that long because he showed her something different at the beginning. And that's basically what we're saying. That's exactly what we're
Yeah,
talking about right now. He shows you his representative.
right. And
And
that's what you constantly chasing. You hold on to.
and then she said that was different from what they had in the past. See, and that's a
Right.
perfect example.
Yeah.
Perfect example of what we said. A person will show you their representative and to get you trapped and get you in the predicament, and then down the line as you get comfortable,
Yeah.
they start retracting back to who they normally are.
So guess
And that's
what?
basically and that's basically
If
what we talking about.
if two people are in something, you have to show up every day. If you got a business, you got to show up every day. If you got a job, you got to show up every day. When you got kids, you got to show up for them every day. When you're in a relationship, that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest thing we got to get up out our mind. The representative, the what they showed us in the beginning. Because this
Right,
person got to date you every day. They got to show up every day. You can't keep thinking about when he did some, and I was guilty of it too. Oh, but that time we did, and oh, when we did this, it's and that. No, nigga, what have you done lately? You
right,
got
right,
to show up every day, every day.
right.
If you got a person and they went the whole 24 hours and they ain't thinking about you now time, they ain't show up for you today.
Val also said that she said, and based on what he was telling her, she was holding on for him to make the change, but the change never came.
Exactly.
It was repeatedly. So she had to
Exactly.
she pretty much had to move on. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you definitely
But
did
see
right
that
because
right.
you just got smarter. You saw there
And
was
that's
no
what we're
change
saying.
coming.
And that's what we're saying. So this time around, that's what I'm like, it don't when you don't second guess yourself and you follow your first mind, and when people are when they give you when you sit down and you have to talk and they give you an apology and they say, okay, thank you for apologizing, but I'm still waiting on a change behavior. So don't think it's sweet or don't think we back to how because it's not that.
Right.
So that means you have to set a new standard of boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta stand firm about you and don't play about you. How they be saying, I don't play about my man. Don't play about you and make them hold them accountable.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Well, Theana, I think that's gonna pretty much conclude our show for today.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you all was able to take something from what we what we discussed here today. But like
Right.
she said, women, you guys have to love yourself first.
Yeah.
You have to love yourself first. Valerie said that I learned my worth and I no longer I needed any of his validation.
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, Val, I'm glad you was able to get out of that situation,
Absolutely.
and I see you. I'm checking. I be checking you out. I see you doing your thing. I see your premieres. I see you be popping up in those movies. I be seeing you. I want to say congratulations to you on that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Val, I be seeing her doing that thing. She's been had several roles in Tyler Perry movies and things of that nature. So I just want to say congratulations to you on that.
Congratulations, Queen. Keep
Yeah, for
going.
sure, for sure. Matter of
And that's
fact,
what it's all about.
yeah. Before I don't mean to cut you off, though, Tiana, but I want to say this. Um, okay. She say thank you very much. She appreciated the feedback and the knowledge is power. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Tiana, I also want to tell you that Val is our commando sister.
Okay.
So Val is she's part of the family. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Tiana, go ahead. Say what you finna say before I cut you off.
No, it's just like when you get into a relationship, you still have your separate goals and dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had a routine of working out, doing different things that you do, going to movie roles, whatever. And it's like, do not stop doing the things that you was doing when you get into a relationship to lose yourself. Because in a relationship, you both still supposed to be obtaining your goals and working towards things. Everything may not be together all the time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you don't kill yourself when you get into a relationship. Don't stop everything that you're doing. Because guess what? When they start switching up on you, now you done lost your whole identity and everything that, made you happy.
All right. Okay. Okay. Val made a comment. She said that okay, well she said she's not just an actor now. She's an executive producer now. Okay.
Uh-oh, Val, I might need a role. You hear me?
That's what I'm talking about.
Give me a singing role, Val.
That's what I'm talking about, Val. Once again, congratulations on that. Keep up the hard work. Keep putting their best foot forward. And
Absolutely.
and that goes to show you anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Any and everything is possible. You just have to um just stay focused. Don't ever
Stay
lose focus
focused
of don't ever lose focus. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Don't ever lose focus.
and trust yourself. Trust yourself. You're not gonna fail you. Cause all the tough stuff that you overcame mean you're a conqueror. Trust yourself.
Right.
Can't nobody people can give you advice and people can, help steer you in the right direction if they are genuine and that's what they're doing. But don't ever go against yourself for somebody else. Trust yourself.
Okay. Okay, she said that. Hold on. She says she's executive producer. I got 5 more movies getting ready to drop. We're also looking for new actresses in the rise. I'm always looking out for people. Okay, well there you go, Tiana.
Okay.
There you go. And I don't
Okay.
even got to
Okay.
have a
Gotta get
speaking
the
role, Val. You
intro.
don't even have to give me a speaking role. Just put me in it. You know, put me in it. That's all I'm saying. Give me a role. Even though I did take acting up in college, though, Tiana, I did have an acting class in college,
Okay.
but that was many moons ago.
Well, I was an extra in a few movies and did a few plays too.
Right, right.
You
There you
know.
go. And make the connection. There you go. See how
Yeah.
things work.
Absolutely.
You never know who's watching. You never know who's watching.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Val, I want to say thank you for spending this last hour with us. I appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in. And like I say, continue with the hard work. And
Yeah.
once again, congratulations to you. And
Yes.
like I say, I'm proud of you. I'm definitely proud of you, especially
That's what I was just gonna say, girl.
you
I'm
know,
proud of you.
I'm
Keep
saying,
showing
especially
up for
from where we come
yourself,
from.
honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. One more time. Let's give it up one more time for Val, y'all.
Yes.
Doing big things. Doing big things. And that's what's up. Okay. Deanna, chat.
Yeah.
This is gonna conclude our show for today. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for always rocking with us from week to week. We truly appreciate it. We ask that you guys get over to our YouTube channel at Situation the Podcast. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. It costs you nothing at all to show your
Right.
support. It helps the channel grow. And if you took anything from, what we talked about today and apply
Right.
it to your everyday life, we truly appreciate it. And this is why we do this. We do this. We get up every week and talk about different topics and different subjects
Right.
to try to help someone else.
Right.
Theana, you got something you want to close with?
Just keep being amazing. Stay in tune with yourself. Don't lose yourself in the process of nothing that you're doing. And when love is not being served, get up from the table.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody, that's going to conclude our show for today. We look forward to seeing you guys next week for another amazing episode of Situation the Podcast. Peace.
See y'all next week.